This isn't one of the regular homesteading stories that we usually tell on this channel, but it's a story that I'd like to tell you nonetheless. I hope you enjoy it. When I was a young boy, I used to build a lot of models. I loved doing them. When I was working on them, my mind would wander off and think wild dreams like we all did as kids. Rich stories in our minds that felt so real, we could almost smell them. My dream was to join the military like my grandfather's. My one grandfather was a pilot, so I would build fighter jets and helicopters. I built a large F-105 in thick woodland camo that I would run around the basement with, supporting my G.I. Joes that were on the ground. I built an F-4 Phantom and of course the Avro Arrow, which not only filled our dreams and hearts as kids, but also as Canadians. I remember working on a Huey and the rotor wouldn't glue properly. It just wouldn't balance there. There were a few times like these that discouraged me from doing the builds, and as I grew up I kind of drifted away from that hobby, one that I should have spent more time on perfecting. A couple of years ago, when things started changing in the world, I decided it was time to get back into building models again. I started getting some paints and some other supplies gathered up for doing some aircrafts once again. However, I wanted my first project to be something that really spoke to me. When going through some of the old photos, and I found a couple of my one grandfather, I remembered that he trained Lancaster bomber pilots, so I figured I needed to do one of those for sure. During this, I noticed two planes he used to use as trainers and one that he possibly flew. It was an NA-64 Yale trainer with a tail number of 3363. These originally had been built for France, if I remember correctly, but then Canada started using them as well for their own trainers. My grandfather had mailed a few of these pictures to my grandmother one Christmas he was away. This picture was in it. I started looking for Yale trainer models, and I found one that actually included the decals with the tail number 3363. This was it. This was the model I'd been searching for to get going in this hobby again. I was also able to get a Lancaster and a Fleet Finch seen here in the background. I will work on the Finch and the Lancaster as time allows. However, as I do these now, my mind wanders to the past instead of the future. It's my way now to remember him. The future, though, I'm really excited to see. One of my stepsons passionate about the same hobby as me. I'm looking forward to see what he can make and helping him with it.